So, are DianSheng back? That is the question. I know I said I'd review each of these individually, but I don't really see the point in that. It's best just to get them all done with. I mean, the 2x2, my review is, yeah, no. It feels reasonably fast, but the corner cutting just isn't there, so you're going to just get lockups, and it's not great at all. However, the rest of them are actually quite good, surprisingly good and surprisingly underrated, which is a bit of a problem. You see, the thing is, when a cube company doesn't release any good cubes for ages and sales are really bad of their cubes, when they release some actually decent cubes, nobody bothers stocking them, for a while at least. So a lot of my suppliers didn't actually stock these, and these were quite difficult to get hold of. But now they are finally in stock, and they are the cheapest magnetic cubes of each one on speedcubing.org. So the 2x2 is just £6, the 3x3 is just £7, and let's have a look at the 3x3. The 3x3 is decent. It is 55mm. Well, might be meant to be 55.5, I suppose. And yeah, it performs quite well and has the corner cutting unit, well, not quite as much as I'd want, but as much as I need, and pretty smooth, pretty fast. It's the sort of cube that some people are going to like, and if you want the cheapest magnetic budget cube, budget 3x3, then why not get this? I mean, some people will prefer the meilong 3x3. I think this is better than the GEMS in my opinion. I don't really like the GEMS, but I know some people do. And it's personal preference between this, the Untitled Magic M, and the meilong M, I'd say. It's faster than the meilong, and obviously doesn't have the Untitled feel, so I can't really differentiate that much in terms of between the Untitled Magic M and this. It does actually feel somewhat similar. I mean, this is sort of just like a faster meilong with really weird center cap design. So yeah, if you're torn between the DianSheng and the meilong, I suppose this is a faster, slightly less stable meilong, and is £1 cheaper. On to the 4x4, which is 60mm, so it's actually slightly bigger than the meilong and the LCWRM as well, and it has sort of weaker magnets and a faster feel. So yeah, the magnets on here are quite strong on the meilong, whereas they're not quite as strong on the DianSheng, so it's slightly faster and slightly bigger, and obviously £1 cheaper. So if you're torn between them, I actually think the DianSheng might actually be better. Obviously there's also the GEMS to look into, but the GEMS is actually 62mm, which a few years ago would be normal, but now it's far too big. You can't have a 62mm 4x4 anymore, but I think this is a more normal size, and might even be better actually. Onto the 5x5. Now, there's one problem with the 5x5, this logo here. It's not actually competition legal to have a logo anywhere but the center. So you have to take this logo out. Unfortunately, you can't just peel it off. It's just peelable. So you don't have to worry about that. And in fact, let's just do that right now if I can. Okay, it's a bit more difficult, so I can't peel it off quickly. But you can peel it off, don't worry. So the 5x5 is also quite good. It's 61.5mm, which actually is the same as the Meilong and the Ultrang WRM. And obviously smaller than the standard. So we have here, actually, okay, it's slightly bigger than the Meilong. Meilong might be 61 or something. So it's, again, has weaker magnets than the Meilong and is probably faster and just has better speed. I've always found though with 5x5 I get great times on the GMS, which is just weird, and I don't think that's normal. I think most people prefer the Meilong and the MGC, but I still keep getting good times on the GMS, so that is still my favourite budget 5x5. But I suspect for most people it will be between the Meilong and the DianSheng, and the DianSheng is actually £2 cheaper than the Meilong for 5x5. And yeah, the magnets are much stronger on the Meilong. It is ever so slightly smaller, and the Meilong is probably a bit smoother but just a bit slower, and yeah, there's not actually that much to it. I think DianSheng appears to corner fit a bit better, but nothing special, nothing like. I think the Ultrang WRM could do much better. That pop was really easy to put back in. So I suppose I'm gonna do a solve on each of them as a relay, and yeah. So I can recommend the DianSheng cubes if you want the cheapest magnetic budget cubes. They do stack up, except for the 2x2 against the Meilong and the GMS series, quite well. And yeah, one last thing, the box is basically just a copy of the Meilong box, and it has an accessories box which is also basically just a copy of the Meilong accessory box. And yeah, so there's another screwdriver and a pamphlet as normal. So I think the main issue here is the fact that it's actually quite difficult to break into the speedcube market these days. And yeah, Moyu, Chi-E, Gan, YJ have kind of dominated things, and Yushin used to be in there but kind of, yeah, fading out of it a bit. So I think it's just like you need to make a really good cube to break into the cubing market. Like, obviously, if somebody comes out with a cube that's significantly better than all the rest, obviously everybody's going to get it. But if you come out with cubes that are, like, decent, but not really any better than what's currently on the market, then why is anybody going to bother switching? And then nobody's going to recommend them, nobody's going to get them, and company just dies out. I suspect this is what happened with MS Cube. I don't know, maybe they're going to work on some other stuff, but I find that unlikely considering their 3x3 doesn't sell very well. And yeah, it's the same with these. It's like, why are DianSheng going to bother making a magnetic 6x6 now, which could potentially be quite good, or even 7x7, Pyraminx, whatever. They're not going to bother because these just haven't done them any good, even though they're decent cubes. But yeah, there's not much you can do about that, unfortunately. It's just the way it is. So yeah, sorry that it took me so long to actually review these. It took me far too long to get them, far after they came out. I finally managed to get hold of them, and yeah, it's still taking me another 2 months to actually bother to review them. But hopefully I'll be able to catch up with the rest of the reviews and explain what the best cubes are, as I try to do on this channel, along with other weird content, like kicking the football cube into a football net. Hint. So yeah, 230, absolutely horrendous relay, but that's, yeah, what happens sometimes.